Yo, what's up, and welcome back to Bougie Banter. I'm your girl, Nisha B. Here's my sister, Tasha Too Funny, and my mom, Dr. Fletcher. All right, and today we are, of course, rocking our One Hope wine. Link is in our bio. Today we are drinking on some Pinot Grigio. This is 2019 California. Again, the link is in our bio. We'll be right back. All right, so for this first topic, we're going to talk about how some women are choosing to live abroad for mainly love, which reminds me of like 90 Day Fiance. So I guess Dr. Fletcher, you can go ahead and lead this one and give us your opinion.
Well, essentially, women are leaving America for love, for finances, to be able to live cheaper, to make more money. Also, a lot of black women are leaving for a better life racially, because it's so much prejudice here. So the question is, would you be willing or could you ever see yourself living abroad or living outside of America?
I could live outside of Atlanta. I'm sorry, outside of anywhere outside of Atlanta, honestly. I could live outside of the states. Um, yeah, I like one of the places I do like is like Puerto Rico. It's still technically a state, but I like that one. It still had a little bit more culture, in my opinion. Um, I don't know otherwise where I would live. I haven't traveled enough to really know what other country I would move to. So,
Well, I did live. I was stationed in Japan for 3 years, and so I got to visit a lot of different countries and see a lot of other cultures. So yes, I could live overseas, but at the end of the day, there's no place like home. For me, I really enjoyed a different culture, but America is loud. America is flashy. America is dirty. It's fun. It's raw, and compared to a lot of other places, like a lot of other places just seem really slow paced to me.
Okay, well, a lot of people are, especially women, are choosing to leave for several reasons. For me, could I see myself living outside of this country? I actually did discuss this with your father, and I couldn't live like on a permanent basis. But we were discussing later on in life, spending maybe the winter months, and we live in Atlanta, so we only get like 2 to 3 months of winter. But I don't like winter. And so I was just thinking, like, what would I be willing to live outside? And just asking him, and he was like, he's with it. And where I would want to live is Costa Rica. I was looking at it, and there, it's cheaper to live, and they're black, so I would live there. If I was to choose some place, and it's close. I don't want to go. I don't want to live somewhere where if something was happening with y'all, I couldn't get back here. You know, but it's not that far. It's a couple of hours flight. So if I really could do it, I really could. Just live there about 3 months, 2 to 3 months a year, and if anything is go down, I can get back to my kids. Y'all can come visit me. So I really could do it.
but you know what? We all talked about going to Costa Rica. We still have not gone. We've
Nope.
been talking about like a girls trip forever. So,
But I think the one of the big things out of that question that we should be talking about is how they're saying that they're going to leave to find love,
yeah.
and how the dating scene here in America and just the divide, especially in our black community between black men and black women, the divide is crazy right now. And so,
I definitely feel like I feel like it's intentional. I feel like that narrative is being pushed on social media. I feel like it's very agenda oriented to me.
it's a hot topic.
Right. And I feel like everybody is jumping on it, and just I feel like that's not everybody's reality. I don't feel like not everybody is like that, and I feel like they're trying to do a blanket statement of like this is how all black people are when it comes to dating, and this is their issue, and that's not the reality. Is a couple kids or a couple different people who have that type of mindset who think like that, but that's not everybody. Not
Hmm.
everybody thinks the same way anyhow.
I think the biggest arguments are they saying, okay, women want to be pampered and paid for, men are like, what do you bring to the table? And so there's just that argument. And then you have those who say, oh, I don't date black anymore because black people are so bad, so I only date others.
We'll be right back. All right, so the next topic I want to cover is something that's been trending with Brian Mcknight. So he has children, and supposedly and I don't know, was it a video or something that you saw?
Yeah, he made a video, um, basically saying that he's with his kids. He's starting over, and finally he's
Like happy or something.
happy.
So, and the issue here is that his older children are black, and his new wife and is there his actual biological children or no?
His
They're his
biological
stepchildren, right?
children are black. He
But-
has 4 of them.
Right.
Well, he has 3 adult children, and then he remarried a white woman, and he has 1
With her.
child with her, but
and then
she
his
has
stepchildren.
2 stepchildren.
People are upset about it, because so opinions. Tasha, you can go first. Right.
That's a hot mess. That's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. And my thing is this. Why do you have to make a video and put it out? Why did you have to make a video and put it out? It's hurtful to your older kids. And it's unnecessary.
And you know what? Yes, I don't feel like everything needs to be put out. But also on top of that, like race aside, why would you want any of your children to feel like less or not feel as connected and close to you? Even if you feel like this is round 2, clearly as round 2 you have more kids now and they're in a different age group. So of course it's kind of starting over, but you don't have to be like, yeah, I'm starting over and I'm going to do it better with these ones because like
In reality, it's round 3 because
oh wow.
okay, he
Right.
got 2 baby mamas over there. 2.
Okay.
Those kids, the 3 kids are between 2 mothers.
Oh.
And then he's marrying her now. What I don't like about this situation, aside from the fact that this man would put this video up and act as if these grown kids, everything is wrong with them. You have 2 households. That throws me off. Because you could say that the kids were bad with the first one. But now you got the second one. There's a common denominator here. And the jury is still out on, he's saying that this new baby is his legacy. But the jury is still out on that baby because you don't know how that baby's going to come.
Right.
You don't know what the baby's going to grow up to be. Another issue is that he has a son named Brian, and then he named the newest baby Brian. How dare you try to erase that child? How dare you? This man, I feel like, honestly, I see him as the bottom of the bottle. He is low down dirty. And I don't say that often about people at all. But I have
That's your
a
child.
problem when
Yeah.
you treat your children this way.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that we cannot, we can't force our children to be anything, and they do pick up things, but you cannot pretend as though you don't have
Any
blame or any part of them,
Mm-hmm.
even if the part is just your absence.
Mm.
Your absence still has a mark on those kids.
Mm-hmm.
So to pretend like you had nothing to do with who they are as adults, really,
Yeah.
Hey,
really.
But it kind of reminds me of the first question where people date outside their race and all of a sudden think that they're above or better. So now you with this white woman and her kids, and now you're enlightened and your life is brand new and you're just a better person now, and everything that was your past is just
Right. Like as if you can erase it. Who you are is going to show up either way.
Terrible.
And guess
And
what?
something I've always believed though, and sorry to cut you off, but one woman's trash is still trash.
Amen.
I have always believed that. I don't want to come up and scoop your ex up, baby. You can leave that ex in the trash. It is there for a reason. Something wrong. And if a woman couldn't find the quality in it, I'm sorry, but I know it can't possibly still be quality in there. That's my opinion.
And he's going to do the same thing because
Right.
that's who he is.
Mm-hmm.
That is who he is.
So
But the thing is, she's going to ring him out.
Mm-hmm. Because
Ring him out.
They don't play.
And I'm looking
forward
forward to
She's going to
that.
take them to the bank.
I'm looking forward to her cleaning them up.
do he even have much left to clean?
He really don't.
And,
about to say,
and that's
'cause
what
he
I was
got-
thinking too. Like, is this like a look at me moment? Like, if we're gonna look at you, come up with some new music because I love Brian McKnight. You know,
Mhm.
one and like a dream.
I mean,
come
sing
true.
and shut up. How about that?
But you know what? And that's something I, even with like celebrities, I prefer, like, I don't really like to get into people's personal life. I prefer when I'm just hearing their music because I know sometimes you have differences and different views and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at you for your artistry. I don't want to judge you for what you got going on over here. Let me just be into your art. I don't care about your personal life. Like, I just don't want to be involved like that. And then, like you said, putting it out like that made us all, now we all at your kitchen table telling you
Right.
how to live your life and talking about you.
Right.
Yeah.
Which might also have been the point to be relevant again, because
That's what I was
that is a way to, now you're a trending topic,
But
and now people are going to talk about you.
one thing that bothers me is the fact that he's saying that he's starting over. But my mama told me as long as you have breath in your body, you can always start over. So he could have done this with his own children.
Yeah.
He could have come back in their life at any time and say, you know what, y'all, I wasn't right back then, but I'm trying to be better today. Even if they say, you know what, we don't forgive you. That's not what he said. That's not what happened.
Well, in fact, he just paid a he just settled with his daughter for defamation. She sued him because he said, he allegedly said something about her having sex with a family member.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
she sued him for defamation, and he settled.
Out of court. Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot, and to me, this says a lot about him.
And he's
Kinda
messy.
Messy.
I did not
Same
think,
time.
Clink.
I
I did
literally
not
was about
know-
to say he messy.
I did not know he was gonna be messy like
And
that.
that's the thing
Uh-huh.
I don't like. I don't want to know that you're messy. Keep your mess at home. Just put the music in the front. Like, yes, you want to go viral, I get it, but you can go viral by putting a new song out.
Yeah.
Let's like change our focus.
Showing us that you still got your voice. That
Yeah.
you still,
Anything.
you know.
Anything other than disrespecting your children, that you're literally their dad and they are a product of you.
No
And
matter how
is an
you slice
example-
it, they are a product of you.
Right. They're an example of your parenting.
Right.
So you have such an issue, but the reality is you have an issue with yourself. You need to do some self-reflection, deal with them demons, and then apologize to your children, and then you can move forward and maybe drop some new music because
A
we
mess.
like to hear it.
A mess.
All right. We'll be right back.
It's in God's hands now.
It tastes. Did you try it?
No, I ain't tasty yet.
It tastes better than it smells.
Let it breathe.
Supposed to let it breathe.
Let it breathe.
All right, y'all. So we just refilled our glasses, and now we're gonna talk about Deitrick Haddon. So they have this. He had a birthday party, and I believe, where was it? Was it in L.A.?
I don't know where it was.
So he had a
It was
birthday
his
party.
50th birthday, though.
Okay, so he had a 50th birthday party, and basically him and his wife were dancing on the dance floor, but they was dancing like how we be dancing, you know what I'm saying? But they weren't dancing like a pastor and a pastor's wife, and so apparently that's like a whole thing that people are upset about because they feel like he should be carrying himself a certain way, yada yada. So, my opinion, because mine is light. These two, we was talking about it prior, and them two both have different opinions and are very about it. So I'm gonna give y'all my little light opinion real quick. So, basically I feel like it's a birthday party. And yes, you are a pastor, but it's a birthday party. And another thing though, they basically had like pictures from the party of them two dancing together as she was actually dancing on him. Now, I have no problem with the way they're dancing. I think I have more of an issue with whoever took that picture. I feel like they invaded his privacy. And if it's a private party with family and friends and I'm turning 50 with my wife, I should be allowed to dance with my wife. And you shouldn't be allowed to take pictures of me, which is why I guess a lot of people have those NDAs and they make you put your phone up before you enter a party. I don't think he thought about that. It's a surprise party, probably. He showed up having a good time with his family and friends, so you wouldn't think, oh, let me tell y'all put your phones up because if you putting this out makes me look bad or whatever the case. Either way, it got out. People have opinions. And, they feel like because he's a pastor and, she's a pastor, a first lady, basically it's kind of almost feels like the blame is more on her. Like she shouldn't be dancing on him like that, yada, yada. They're married. This man is 50. They are good and grown. That was a private party. I feel like that was an invasion of privacy, and that should have never been something that we all saw. So, which one of y'all want to go first?
Go ahead, Tasha, because I know that you're going to come, and I have to clean you up. So go around the head.
All I'm saying is they are two adults. They are married, and they were having a good time. They dance worse than that at middle school dances. I know because I used to be at middle school dances. It's 2023. Back in 2000, right. We was dancing worse than that. Right. They are married. They were covered up. I could understand if she was turned around on him and rubbing on her body, or that they were like, they were literally just, hey, turn up. Hey. I do that. I do that to when I'm cooking dinner. Hey, throw it.
All right, Dr. Fletcher.
Are you finished? Because I don't want you coming on my time.
No, go ahead, Dr. Fletcher.
I'm a rebuttal.
Go ahead, because then we'll rebuttal.
You're going to let me finish.
Dr. Fletcher, you go ahead, and then we'll ping pong, and everybody can kind of give their opinion.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Let me finish. Okay. Now, I have I don't have, it's not that I have a problem with them dancing, but let's call a spade a spade. Now, this was inappropriate. I do not think that the pastor and the first lady should be dancing this way. I don't have a problem with you doing what you do in your bedroom, but my word said don't let your good be spoken evil of. So therefore, and that we're going to be judged. He wants to be in a leadership role. I'm sorry, you're not like everybody else. Because everybody don't have a whole bunch of people following behind them. Everybody ain't responsible for other souls. You cannot do what everybody do. And I don't agree that you saying, well, this is 2023. God is the same today, tomorrow, and forever. And we have always, as leadership, you're supposed to conduct yourself a certain way. And that, no, you cannot do what everybody else do. You do that in your home. You don't get up there, because I'm not his sheep. Never would be. But I have a problem with seeing my first lady bent over like the world. I can't follow somebody like that. I'm not. What's different? Yeah. Are we just like the world?
It's completely different. She's with her husband.
I personally feel like it's more.
She had on a long sleeve and a turtleneck.
Even when you say that you do this at home, you also don't get up in the pulpit.
That's true.
You don't.
I would never, because who's supposed to be judging here?
It's not about.
I would never get in nobody pulpit.
My thing is that we still have to live by a standard, and that's what the word says.
Yeah, I get it.
And you can't sit up here and say, "Well, I don't like this."
Well, no, whose word and whose standard?
I mean, the Bible is clear. The Bible is clear.
Well, she's talking about that particular community, though. If we're talking about Christian folk, and this is a pastor.
No, because if that was the case, it wouldn't be an argument. Because you have plenty of Christians who feel like there was nothing wrong with what they do. There's Christians that cuss. There's a whole bunch of Christians that say you're never supposed to cuss. There's Christians that drink. There's a whole bunch of Christians that say you're never supposed to drink. There's Christians that wear pants. And there's a whole bunch of Christians who say women should not wear pants. You got your knee showing.
I'm saying this. I could not. He could do whatever he want to do. I'm not his sheep.
Right.
And I never would be.
Well, okay. So
that's where I'm coming from.
And you know what, though? I feel like, first of all, everybody shouldn't be so quick to be able to lead you anyway. Let's start there. Y'all shouldn't be jumping behind any person who say they anything. I don't give a crap what you got going on. I'm not jumping behind you to be led by anybody just because. But I feel like, yes, all right, yeah, you shouldn't be dancing like that, I guess. But if anything, it should have been understood that this is a private party and this is fairness and family. What I would do in front of
And
you.
I agree
right.
with
so
you
what
on
I do
that.
in front of you, I wouldn't go and do in front of my people at church. No. But who the heck was taking pictures at a private party where I should be allowed to take my you know what I'm saying?
I
The
understand what
judgment
you're
off
saying.
my back. I should be allowed to do those things. I get it. You're an example. And if you are a pastor of all these people and they look up to you and they're following behind you, you want to be a good example. I get it. It's not that big a deal to be a decent example. But at what point do you be allowed to be human? And if this is your 50th birthday, you don't go turn 50 once. You don't turn any age once. But,
I
but this
agree
is-
with you.
Right.
I
so
agree with
if this
you.
is your private part, I just feel like I get both y'all sides. I feel like, yes, you're human. You should be allowed to daggone dance. Who cares the dance?
With your wife.
But you should also be cautious of who's around you. And I feel like that NDA and having them phones be put up should have happened because there's no way in heck that should have been okay for them to have put them pictures out. Because their intention was to harm him.
Yes.
And that's the part of your goods be spoken evil of. Because they had a different agenda. Oh, yeah, I'm coming to this party. No. You came to destroy his name and you was going to use the party as a front. You was already trying to destroy him in the first place. It should have never been a topic. Who gives a crap what you do at a private party? It's a private party. It's family and friends here. People I love here. People I trust here.
But this is the thing.
That is completely true.
Right. So my thing, that's what I'm saying. I feel like how the dance shouldn't matter because it's a private party and you should be allowed to be human. And you don't have now. Okay, if you have a whole congregation following you, yes, you want to be a better example. So that don't necessarily need to be something you do, especially if some people don't. If some people blindly follow, if they only blindly follow you and don't think for themselves at all, then yes, I don't want you to see that because then you're gonna follow it because you blindly follow. But if you actually, you know what I'm saying, if you aren't that type to just blindly follow people and actually look into stuff prior to, then I understand more so your point.
But my thing is this. Conviction comes from God and from Christ. There are 10 different levels of opinions on everything that every person does. He's been controversial before. This isn't his first time being controversial. And so at the end of the day, when he closes his eyes at night, he has to say, you know what? God really pulled on my heart and said I was wrong. If he don't feel that.
But, at the same time,
then
everybody has a right to choose who they want to follow.
Right.
And I would not follow somebody. But I do agree with Tanisha that he should have been able, if you're in a situation where this is with friends and family and not the public, because there was a time in my life that I would even, I didn't want to tempt people. I didn't want to be a stumbling block in your life.
Right.
So there was things that I would do certain ways so that I am not a stumbling block in your life.
Right.
And if he's with his family, then yes. Okay, his friends, his close people that he supposedly trusts, then that's one thing. What I'm saying is this: the way it came out, this was public,
right? And
it
sounds like
may have been public. It may have been
and in that case,
but if it was
you
public,
should not be a stumbling block for somebody.
If it was public, it would have been more than some little secret pictures. Somebody was sneaking, taking photos of him with the intention of harming him.
I mean, but the thing about it, I just feel like the act itself, whether it's public, private, because what you do in the dark,
again, you're not a pastor.
But
right.
what I'm saying, what you do in the dark, what you do in the dark, do in the light, it comes to the light, all that stuff. Regardless, if he was allowed to do it when it's private, but he's not allowed to do it in public, that doesn't make sense to me. If you're gonna do it, you doing it. To me, otherwise, that's fake.
I don't feel like
and
it's
that's fake. That's fake Christian to me.
No, I don't think so.
Do this in front of people.
I don't. Certain things that I would not do in front of people because I didn't want to be a stumbling block for them. It didn't mean that it was a sin to do it, but I curved my actions because I realized that as a leader, I am responsible for those people.
But he probably don't feel that way. He probably don't feel
I'm sorry, but that's what the word said. When you are a leader, you are responsible for those people, because if that was not the case, then the word would not say that he's coming for a church without a spot or wrinkle. And there's certain people, not everybody is going to make it to heaven. Why is that?
Name one place on this whole world where they got not a spot or a wrinkle.
Let's continue to have wrinkles because we ain't got time to come back yet.
Well, but I'm saying
that's crazy. But you know
go
what?
ahead. Go ahead.
This is the reason why y'all losing people. This is the reason why. Oh my God, he dancing with his wife on the dance floor. I can't believe he's doing that.
Oh,
and that's why you're right. I'm not coming.
But you know what? We ain't been in church in how long?
Right. Because of this.
But the thing is, I don't need everybody to pour into my spirit. My relationship with God is there. I don't need everybody poured into me. So I mean, I understand it's an unfortunate situation for him. Wish it wouldn't have happened. Whoever he had in his party was messed up. Cut him off. Because if again, like mommy said, I'm talking about like if you blindly follow people, if you're blindly following this pastor, then you're gonna look at his actions, not his words, right? So if he's doing certain stuff,
Okay, so I got a question. Can we separate the pastor like the same way we did with Brian Mcknight? Sing your song.
yeah,
And your personal life is your personal life. Can we do that with the
yes.
pastor
Wait a
too?
minute, wait a
I
minute.
think
You
we
said
could.
sing your song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if I go
he
to
is a singer.
but I'm saying if I go to
Come
church,
on.
if I go to his church and he's preaching, and I was like, man, that was a word and it touched me. Can that just be what it is and what he did the night before not matter? His personal life not matter?
I can receive a word because I can receive a word. Can I follow him? No.
Well, you wouldn't follow him anyway.
Who do you follow?
The Lord.
The
Thank
Lord.
you.
Right.
And
So
that's all
right.
I'm saying.
And I think good point. That was a gotcha type moment, and that was good. So I agree. It should be that he could, but my thing is his intentions were never for them pictures to get out. The way those pictures were looking, they were low res, they were blurry. Somebody was sneaking and taking pictures. That was an invasion of privacy because he can be that pastor. Just go be a pastor and then lead people and then live your life. Because there's plenty of people out here that's pastors and in other prime ministers and in other positions that have done some things that
That's
people
all
should
I'm
not be
saying.
following behind in the first place.
You got
So if you go and be in that position of leadership, fine, be in that position. But as far as him dancing with his wife, it's your wife. You are dancing with a family member. Somebody was in your privacy. It's different if you did it and now you know what I'm saying. I don't
like
feel
he
like
was at the club.
right.
Yes,
You
or,
in a,
or
you're in a,
even if
you're,
he was dancing with a woman who wasn't his
right
wife.
now that I feel like we'd have been having a real conversation about.
Right.
This I feel like it's your wife. You're having a good time at your private party that somebody disrespected your privacy by taking pictures.
with your wife.
Right.
I feel like
It's your wife.
To me, I feel like he sets an example in a positive way. Because he said,
okay.
I'm a pastor.
Okay, wait a minute.
I
Okay.
can have fun.
Right.
I can enjoy my wife. We can get sexy. We can
Right.
be grown, but we married.
But-
because they said you can't pretend like because we're saved, we
we're
don't
not
have
human.
sex. You do
Right.
have sex.
Right.
You have sex. You get sexy. You have sexy time. When we get on the dance floor, we be turning up
Right.
with my wife, and it makes marriage fun. It makes marriage exciting. It makes marriage acceptable. Because who wants to look at something and say, "Oh, I just."
Right. At the end of the day, you human. I just feel like he was trying to be a pastor and just be a pastor. He was never trying to, let me put these pictures out and let y'all see me dance with my wife. Because then if he was doing it on purpose, it would have been a photo shoot, not no drive behind low res images. Somebody disrespected his privacy. And that's the issue I have. I have no problem with him dancing. You human. Go dance with your wife. Now, if you dance with some random girl from a strip club, maybe we should have a conversation. I don't know who you leading, but it won't be me.
Right.
I feel like that's a different, you know what I'm saying? Because when you think about it, she got a point. So,
Well, I could be judging him based on past things because I personally don't care for him. I don't like the man. I haven't liked him since his first wife. So, I mean, it's possible. It's possible. That as we saying, everybody's human, and I'm human too. I mean, it could be. All right.
we'll be right back. Okay, so now we're going to move over to Derek Jackson's ex-wife or estranged wife. Is a video. She did an interview with a guy recently. I will probably place a clip in here somewhere in his handle so that the credit is proper. But basically, she talks about their relationship and how he was cheating throughout the relationship and how she saw the videos of him being intimate with these other women, and she started to tear herself apart and tear herself down and try to look at and see, I guess, what she could do different, what she could have done different to make him, I guess, love her. And this video is trending right now, and it was really sad to watch. I've only seen a part of it, the part that I seen on Instagram. So I don't have the full interview. I have not watched the full interview, but from the clip that we did watch, which one of y'all want to start as far as like an opinion?
I'll start just because I seen something else that reminds me of this situation. Okay, so when she came out previously, when he got caught and they did an interview together, and she had a bonnet on, and people tore her up.
I remember that.
Tore her up head to toe. So at the same time, a picture is going viral right now about a dentist's office or a doctor's office who says, if you have a bonnet on, turn around, go home, reschedule. Right. And to me, I think that's really targeting black people because who else wears bonnets? But anyway, but everyone's in the comments, oh, you wearing a bonnet in public, get some order about yourself, so on and so forth. But wearing a bonnet in public, as soon as somebody mentions depression or suicide, now all of a sudden it's, oh, it doesn't matter if you wear a bonnet. I'm just glad you're here. Leave people alone. Leave people alone. You don't know what that woman is going through. Clearly, now you find out what she's going through, and now everybody wants to turn their tune. Oh, I feel so sad for her. Oh, all this other stuff. But when she came on the thing with the bonnet on, oh, no wonder he cheating on you. You look a mess. No, she tried to look good for him, and it was never enough.
What I took from it was that she was insecure in her relationship. That's what I took from it. And it made me think and ask myself if I could relate. And was there a time that I felt insecure like that? And I really could remember a time. I really actually could remember a time, and I could identify and understand her position. Because she said in the video that she would study the other women. Now, I never studied the other women because we ain't have. I mean, you didn't have access.
Like
you didn't have access that way to be able to study them. But I did try to figure out what it was that he liked, because when you love somebody, you want to be what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever they want, you want to be that person. But I do recall a time. I mean, with my relationship, was a young relationship as a teenager, but I started, and I used to be really confident before that relationship.
Yep.
And then in the midst of it, when she said how she lost herself, I completely lost myself. Suddenly, things that I thought was cute about me, I'm questioning. Is this cute? And you wonder, am I cute? Am I good enough? I completely understood what she was saying. How do you come back from that? That's what I asked myself. How did I come back from that? Started with getting rid of him.
I think because I'm currently in a time of coming back right now. I'm coming back from having kids, having 2 kids. My body is different, and I'm older now, so I've changed a lot, and so I'm really just trying to focus on what I like, what I enjoy, and what looks good on me, and just getting back to myself. But I felt for her. I felt it. I felt her pain for sure.
Yes.
I will. All right. So I'll say that I do feel like social media does make it easier to compare yourself to other people. I haven't had like a full blown experience of this, but I did kind of start teetering on that of watching and seeing like, okay, well, why are you following these girls? What is it like? What are you not getting here that you need to go find somewhere else? And it does pull you into this freaking rabbit hole of, am I not good enough? What am I doing wrong that, makes you seek somebody else? Like, am I not showing up fully for you? 'Cause I'm over here breaking my back and I'm not getting this energy back. So what's the problem?
And I don't think people realize the pain that comes along with being cheated on and every level of cheating.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know
there's different levels.
Yeah, you like the girl's picture on Instagram. That's not a big deal, but it kind of is.
Because
it kind of is.
Because and then like I said about the rabbit hole, not because it goes on a rabbit hole because it's like if you DM'd me and now you're showing these things where you're seeking not me, you're seeking somebody else, clearly.
It might not
So,
enough.
right. And who else are you DMing then? Who else are you approaching like that? Because it might be a one like, but how I know it wasn't a DM and a full conversation the day before? How do I know you don't have a whole relationship online with all these other girls?
I miss the days where a guy could be talking to 10 girls and I wouldn't even know. And I
That's
wouldn't even
true.
care. I miss that time. Because there
Yeah.
was a time back in my youth, in my hotness,
Short lived though.
girl, when with a dude, he could be texting 10 different girls and I had no clue because I was in my own, like, I was just so full of myself. But life has humbled me. So, I know.
Stay off the internet, y'all.
But I'm getting back, baby. One thing about it, I'm coming back.
Well, you're coming back from a baby and how to change your body. I feel like with heartbreak, sometimes you can be in that mess for a long time if you don't desire more. If you don't set your mindset and say, you know what, I'm getting more. But like one thing you had said earlier this week was for whatever reason when somebody like basically turns away from me or like a relationship ends or whatever and they walk away, you said that I don't go after them or go back. And let me tell you something. When that door's shut, it won't for me.
Slam.
Now I am not big on like, having patience and all that stuff. But if it's shut and you made your mind up, that means you had time to sit there and brainstorm and you decided to exit. I'm not finna stop you, baby. Have a good time. Because now that I'm past, but you know what? Another thing, I did start going to therapy after like a different heartbreak further back. And after going through that therapy, I've like my bounce back has happened even faster. So like if you do go through a little heartbreak, whatever, for me now, yeah, it's going you at least at least a month. But after that, oh honey, it's a whole different ball game. Now I'm in a whole new bracket, baby. You could never, ever. And the reality is you never could, but you be in different mental spaces and you accept things that's beneath you. So, but anyway, hopefully, but
I was just thinking about how she looked in that bonnet. It seemed like she wasn't there.
now he might have also made her put that on.
No, no.
He got caught. She was publicly humiliated. And so he came to her and said, I need you to do this video to save face for my fans. And she's just like, whatever you want. I'm defeated. Whatever you want. Whatever you ask for. Whatever you say. I'm so defeated that I'll do it. It's okay. And I know that feeling.
I know I ain't never experienced that because I'm such a private person that it's no way I would have been out there like that because I'm private.
Right.
So that would be completely no matter what.
Yeah, I wouldn't have went off that far.
Well, because a heartbreak is one thing, but to have it in front of millions of people is a whole other
it's
level.
Total humiliation. It's like you don't care about me at all.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
I thought
no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I prayed that I wouldn't. But because the thing is, you never know what you'll do until you do it. Yeah, until you in it. Because it's been some times in my life, even now, even just random things with my kids. I would never have my kids like that girl until she's screaming in the grocery store. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is really happening to me. So you be surprised what she'll do
when you in a situation because you don't know.
And I feel for her.
And
I'm happy for her.
Right. But you know what? I feel like that's why it's unfortunate with the internet because everybody's so quick to pass judgment. But now we see her in a new light, and now it's like, oh, we have empathy. But why not have that empathy in the first place?
That was my point.
Right.
That was my point. I wasn't trying to go left. I was just saying, based on the comments, everyone has empathy for her. Oh, when she came on TV with a bonnet on, she was currently being cheated on in front of everybody.
And nobody looked at her enough to say.
Nobody looked at her and said, dang, that girl's suffering. But then when you come out and say, I was about to kill myself, now it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
We feel for you. But the reality is,
we give nobody grace.
And meanwhile, we're all literally going through very similar situations. Like, sometimes people be out here going through the exact same situation as that person. Oh, that can never be me. Baby, you're in that situation right now. You can't see it because you're in it. But as soon as you step out of it, you can look back and say, dang, I was in that. That really was my life. I would never. Yeah, the old me would have never. But then you fall in love, and suddenly you nevering.
Like you never before.
Right.
But one good thing is that life is long.
Yeah.
And she can bounce back.
And she will.
And this will be a memory. Just a memory. And she can turn her whole life around and find somebody who truly loves her.
Girl, I always feel like the best revenge is your paper. So this video, her healing process, I mean, it could literally be a whole business.
Yes,
Yeah.
it could.
It could be a whole business from the healing and the hurt and living behind
Write
the
your
lie.
book, girl. Write your
You know what
book.
I'm saying?
Get your money, girl, because he's still making them videos.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He's still.
I never
he's
followed
still-
him.
I do.
I never followed him.
I
never
never
liked
followed
him.
him. He was too much. He's too in
Some videos I like, but I did follow him.
like we were talking about in the very first place, how people date outside their race and all that. But he's that type of man who just think they too much. And you can't be thinking you too much when you with me, because if you think you too much, then what am I?
Right.
I'm too mucher.
Or you not enough.
Right. So
And
I
I
don't
need
even.
three of you.
I'm not messing with you. You want to be in can. He too lip glossing and shining nails. Boy, stop. I mean,
Right.
nothing wrong with taking care of yourself
Take care
as
of
a
yourself,
man,
but
but
make sure
he's
them-
just too much. You can tell he's staring himself in the gym. Boy, you can't be my man.
Yeah.
What the what? It ain't my birthday yet. My birthday not
we-
till a little while.
And then by the time this come out,
oh.
Happy
I
birthday.
knew you asked me about red velvet for some odd reason. I asked you. Aww.
So this is happy birthday to Tasha Too Funny.
Oh,
Here's a
why
wish.
is it a little lopsided? What happened?
Here, let me take your glass.
Okay. Thank you.
Here, take.
Oh, let me make a wish. Let me think. Why my wishes be prayers? Lord. Please, Lord. Just take care of my kids and my family, and my husband and my house, and that 35 plus 35 more. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
now you.
Woo!
Kiss that.
Yay!
All right, y'all, and that is it for this episode of Bougie Banter. Be sure to join us next week with your One Hope Wine right here on the couch. Bye.
Happy birthday, Natasha. Good luck on your podcast journey. And girl, we getting old. 35? Yikes.
Oh my God! What is this?
So I figure I'll bring you this video from the porch since we old this year, y'all. Happy birthday, Queen.
Oh my God!
35 years old, girl. What in
Oh
the
my
world
God, what
have
is
you been doing
this?
with your life?
Girl.
But anyway, we miss you. We love you. We hope you have a wonderful time. Kiss the babies for me. Love y'all.
How did y'all get this together? Oh
Hey,
my
Tasha, girl, I just want to say happy birthday, baby. Nelly Nell Chanel be love you, girl. Look, 35, baby. 35. 35, bitch. 35, bitch. You know I'm crazy as hell, baby. But just want to show you some real deal love from VA. 757. 2 up, 2 down. All right, baby. Love you. Much love. Coming your way to ATL, baby. Mwah.